welcome back to another screencast, Algebra, and this one's on solving 3-step or more equations using inverse operations. Remembering inverse means opposite. So we're going to work through. So what is an equation? Well, we should know this. An equation is a statement with an equal sign, stating that the two expressions are of equal value. An example of that would be that everything on this side here, okay, everything here is equal to 22, all right? We've done that before. Now, this is the type that we're going to do today, where we've got 3 steps before we can get the answer. So let's try some examples. So the first one here is 4x plus 12 divided by 5 equals 4. Now, where some people go wrong is they try and deal with this plus 12 first. But we can't do that, because what we're actually in reality doing, we're dividing all of this by 5. So if we were to get rid of the plus 12 by minusing 12, we wouldn't actually be dividing all of that. So we've got to deal with that first. So what's the opposite of divide? It's times. So we're going to times both sides by 5, which would then leave us with 4x plus 12 equals 20. Okay? Then the next thing we're going to do, this now is a 2-step equation. You've done these loads and loads of times before. So what should we do? We should subtract away 12 from both sides, which will be left with 4x equals 8. And then divide by 4 and divide by 4. So that would leave us with x equaling 2. And again, what we could do is put that back into the equation and see if it works. So 4 times 2 is 8 plus 12. That gives us 20. 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. And that's the best thing to do. Just remember that, to always make sure you put them back in. Okay, so now I'm going to do another one with you here. Okay, so maybe you could pause the video, give this a go yourself. If you don't feel too confident, just watch, but then copy it down afterwards. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to times both sides by 4, because I'm using it the inverse operations. So I'm left with 3x plus 15, okay, and that equals 36. All right, so now we're going to take away 15 from both sides, and we're left with 3x equals 21, and then divide by 3 and divide by 3, and x equals 7. So again, we can put that back in the equation to see if it works, and it will work for us. All right, so there we go. That's what we're looking at. Let's see if you can do the next ones. Right, so these again, they look a little bit different, but give them a go and see if you can do them, and then come back and see if you got the right answer. Okay, so the first thing we should have done was multiply it out of the brackets here and here. So we've got 2 times x gives us 2x, 2 times 5 gives us 10, and that equals 50. What are we going to do? We're going to subtract 10 from both sides. That leaves us with 2x equals 40, divide by 2 and divide by 2, x equals 20. And again, we could put that in and we'd work out that it was absolutely bang on. Now the next one you may have struggled with, and I'm guessing because again I'm throwing a little bit of a curveball in there, but it's nothing to worry about. You just do what you know you can do. So the first step is to times both sides by 2. So we end up with x squared plus 4 equals 40. Right? So now what we do is we subtract 4 away from both sides. And now we're left with x squared equals 36. So you tell me how I get this last little bit. I hope you'll tell me to square root. Square root. So what's the square root of 36? That's 6. So x equals 6. Just ran out a bit of space there. So I've given you 4 examples about how all of these work now. That was actually a 4-stepper, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Still 3 steps, okay, to get there. Yeah, still 3 steps, but you can see how it was a little bit more complicated. Okay, so now it's time for you to do the quiz. And as always, I always say it. What am I going to say? I'm going to say we all love the quiz. It's like, I have to say, I'm doing this PowerPoint very late at night to try and get it done for my class. So I do apologize if I sound a little bit tired. But anyway, here goes the questions. So try and work those 2 bad boys out there. Don't be put off by this minus numbers. Remember, we just do the opposite. It's nice and easy. But anyway, good luck. Come back and see if you've got the right answer. Okay, here comes the answers. And we're going to go step by step. So first one was we multiply out of the brackets there. We end up with 5x plus 50 equals 100. Subtract 50 away from both sides. And that will give us 5x equals 50. Divide by 5 both sides. And we end up with x equals 10. All right, first step on the next one would be timesing by 4 to give us 2x minus 32 equals, and that should be 28 there. Sorry about that. 28. And then we're going to add 32 to both sides. Add 32 to both sides gives us 2x equals 60. Divide both sides by 2, and we can easily see there that x equals 30. So hopefully you got those correct. If you did, run like the wind. I've missed my slide about writing a revision card, but please write a revision card on it. But if you haven't done well, go back, watch the video again. If it takes 5 goes, I apologize, my boring voice, boring you to death, but just do it because we all want you to get better. And getting better at maths makes so much things easier in life. And obviously the fact that you turn up to maths 4 or 5 times a week would be a much easier life for everyone. But until next time, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure.